Mr. Goh said he had constructive discussions with Myanmar's top leaders, including Senior General Than Shwe, and it provided him insight into just how complex Myanmar's political situation is.
I could see that Senior General Than Shwe is in a very difficult situation. He has inherited this military regime. So Myanmar has come to a cul-de-sac. How does it make a U-turn? I think that's not easy.
Mr. Goh said Myanmar's stability is dependent on bringing together the three parties, the military government, the ethnic groups and the opposition. He noted Senior General Than Shwe would like to bring the country towards democracy using a cautious but practical approach. The key test would be in the country's general elections in 2010. Mr. Goh said the process must be legitimate. That means fair and transparent elections. Mr. Goh added all parties that want to contest the elections should be allowed to do so, including Aung San Suu Kyi for her party, the National League for Democracy.
If she's not campaigning for the party, and whoever wins, well, one could argue that it's not quite legitimate because the main opposition party was not there campaigning with its leaders.
And while the matter is a domestic affair, Mr. Goh stressed that Myanmar cannot ignore international interests in Ms. Suu Kyi's trial and verdict because it would affect Myanmar's international relations. Mr. Goh pointed out that President Barack Obama's new administration is reviewing its foreign policy, and Myanmar's actions will determine its relations with America.
I think the government is aware that there's this international perspective to the trial of Aung San Suu Kyi. But it is a domestic affair. What the verdict will be, nobody knows. What the sentence will be, we will not know. And we will not want to prejudge or to influence them in any way.
Mr. Goh added that how Myanmar is going to be governed will determine whether the country gets investments. He observed that while there's progress in urban cities, rural areas remain in poverty.
I left with the impression that they have hoisted in my point. But beyond that, I cannot read their mind. But they gave me more than 1 hour listening to my observations, my encouragement. Because as I told them, Singapore doesn't come over here to pressure them on what to do. That's key. We do not pressure them on what to do. And I do not come here to give advice. But what I told him is we've got to understand global trends. So what I could do as an old friend of Myanmar is to give inputs. And I made it very clear, these are inputs.
Mr. Goh also explained why Singapore is concerned about developments in Myanmar. He explained that being part of ASEAN, a prosperous Myanmar would be good for the region, and it's better to have a prosperous ASEAN than a region with all kinds of trouble. Imelda Sa, Channel NewsAsia, Yangon.